some sexy shit. That's how it make you feel. It just makes you like, yeah. Like I'm like, you know, I feel like these niggas is cool niggas, and they'll be cool like to just let their shit ride a little bit. Go, you know, I don't know if y'all know listen to the monophonics, man, because this shit is nasty. It just this is like you don't even have sex in this. You be doing some tall fucking. Yeah. This how me and your granny used to, goddamn it. This is what you hurt yourself to, like when you old and you trying to act like you still got it. There we go. Like right when the break, nigga, what the Alright, shit. One more time. All right.
Or if you wanted a good news app, you can hear it all on there.
Good download. Look, if you saw, I done told y'all for about an hour. If you download the app, you'd have synced. You'd have been there. You would have heard it. But you gonna hear it if you go to the app, and then I'm gonna put it on YouTube. But honestly, them is good. The monophonics is good white folk. They can. Okay, the cookout is closed. Can't nobody get back in. But they can get a plate. I would hand them a plate. None of you motherfuckers can get in the cookout no more. That shit is closed. It's enough motherfucking yeah, man, silent disco. You got to, if you'd have downloaded the app. But it's silent disco too. It's lit. I'm gonna tell everybody, go listen to the monophonics. Go listen to the monophonics Last One Standing and act like your ass don't get to grooving or moving. You motherfuckers will grow an afro and some bell bottoms, some shit. What was that movie like? Yeah, that's right. I'm fucking your old lady. Like that's how I make you feel. Yo, yeah, he really cut that nigga up and then proceeded to slice this nigga up with a razor. The 70s was the sickest time in history. Like that was a nasty time period. Like just if you watch that scene though, like with like actual like human being eyes and not just all that I'm fucking like after the I'm fucking your old lady wears off, that nigga was doing hand movements that don't even make sense to cut nobody. Like that nigga said and like cut the nigga up under his ear. Like who would let that happen, dog? Like he was like with one hand and kept his hand in his pocket. Niggas was too cool. That was really a sick time period.
You can't disarm somebody with one razor. That's it. Like one razor, you can't disarm him.
I'm so glad. Like that was one cool thing about like MMA. Like you know, just like you could kick a nigga. Like that's a perfect time to pick your feet up. Like I'm gonna kick the shit out this nigga. What the fuck? Hello, cool beans. Okay, all right, Pat. We were just traversing a lot of stuff here. I don't know what to respond to, but yes and okay. Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, we.
Transitioning into the actual show, but for everybody that's listening, hey, welcome to this third. Well, it's Thursday evening for y'all. It's nighttime here, but
oh yeah, you in the future.
Wonderful Thursday night. Yeah, I'm in the future. I'm traveling back in time to talk with y'all right now. Welcome to this Dope Ass Podcast. Hope you enjoyed your Thursday. Hope you're having a nice glass of wine as you listen to the monophonics playing in the intro. Swirl it around real nice.
You might need some brown for that, but yeah.
Hey, do what you gotta do. Give me some brown. You can put a little shot of brown in your wine. You really want to.
Yo, this nigga nasty. Like, y'all, everybody talks about DC's calm voice. This is a sick nigga. Y'all heard that shit. Like, just sprinkle it out. He just sprinkle it out there like, oh yeah, you know, it's cool. And if you put a little brown in that wine, baby, I'm just like, hey, yeah, all right, then back. That's okay.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it. Look, bartenders get paid to make stuff. Why can't I? Try it. Get you one of them little sweet Stellas, but also put you a little shot of some clear. Get you some rum. Get you some Jamaican rum or some rum from the Caribbean and mix that into your white wine. Get you some brown and mix it into your red.
DC just gave y'all a drink. DC just gave y'all the recipe to a drink to literally make your drawers disappear into like fucking dust. Where are my clothes? I respect it. I'm gonna fucking try it. So, whatever.
Deductive reasoning, man. Just getting creative. You stumble upon things.
Hey, look.
I'm not a connoisseur. I can't say that I'm an expert, but you stumble upon things.
Hey, look, you see me walking around with a fancy cup and some gym shoes and no drawers, mind your business, because apparently the drink worked.
That's a normal day watching anime feed.
True. It's also true. Their house shoes. Their house shoes and warm socks now because it's cold outside. It's a little chilly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough. I appreciate that. So, getting back to our cohesion.
Yes.
Our structure. How you doing out there, brother? How's your week been thus far since the last episode?
You know what? So far, so good. Even taking adversity and making it whatever the fuck. People had I was on the freeway, and like towards like the IE or whatever, like they're doing a lot of work on the 10. So basically, like a cone flew in front of my fucking car, and I was just in a moment where like there was two cars on the side of me. My car sits low, so I had no choice. Just and cars are made out of fucking aluminum foil, so it like crunched the front part, had a crack in it and shit. And at first I was like, God damn, my shit or whatever. But I mean, word to insurance and shit, and it was like, wasn't your fault. And I was like, so you said no on the deductible? You said you had a little zip on the deductible, and y'all gonna go ahead and take this motherfucker, give me that rental, baby. Like, I'm in some new dork mobile, looking like I like work in Silicon Valley. Like I'm living life. Like,
Hey, that's the one time your insurance works.
Look, like that shit came through. I was like,
That's the one time.
and I'm not gonna lie, I said, man, it's crazy how that cone put that dent there too, and that little ding over there. And this little part here where the paint is fading, it's crazy they did that as well. We're going to do all of that. Yeah, yep. So, low key, oh yeah, it fucked, nigga, I was like, damn. Man, I said, sir, did you see this chip on this door? It's crazy. It wasn't even like that. He was like, we'll get that. I was like, my nigga, like, so honestly, this was really a dub. People, like, it's all about perspective, nigga. That shit, that L turned into a win real quick. I was like, so you said you gonna do all of that? Yeah, we're gonna just go ahead, and they came out, called and said like the appraiser came out and they approved all that shit. I was like, yup, that's it. Y'all can hold this motherfucker for as long as you want. Mm-hmm.
You gotta pay what you fix, and you can't have an uneven coat. So just go ahead and do the whole car all over. I don't know what happened. I'm just a suggestion.
It's crazy. It's crazy how y'all gonna fix all that, you say. So yes, to wrap it up, it's been, it's been a good week. It was a diamond in that shit. It looked like a big bowl of shit, but in it was this big fucking diamond, and I was like, damn. Yeah, I was like, that's crazy. Look at that diamond in that shit. I just washed it off, and it was great.
Before y'all even came out here, I don't know what happened in the accident, but this car, it was, bear with me now. It was a Maserati for y'all got here, but when the crash happened, it turned into
look.
I don't know what happened.
Nigga was this close. I was like, what, man? All right, God, universe. I ain't gonna keep fucking with you. That's it. I appreciate you. I'm gonna just take, yeah.
Just that little, give me a little sprinkle.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that.
Oh yeah, I was just. Yep, give me that. And just, so how are you living down there? In the South, everybody out there mouth breathing and dating their cousins.
There are some areas where that seems quite feasible.
You just.
Not immediately, well, I keep saying downtown, but where I'm at is considered uptown Charlotte as opposed to downtown.
You in the baby country?
Well, but you drift on about 20 minutes outside of the city, depending on whichever direction. So, you guys was like, it's the inbreed family stand.
Them niggas said, fuck COVID down there in the South, boy. Shit, everywhere down there just saying like shit is open. We're open as the fuck.
The first day we got here, I was surprised because I walked up. I was like, oh, it's not a big way. I just saw a couple people sitting outside the restaurant eating. And she's like, do you
What you mean? What you mean? Like inside the establishment, like next to other people in confined quarters?
It's inside all day long. No mask. Only like I said, the only people wearing masks is the doggone waitresses. They got it. Everybody else inside chilling, all on each other. Whole 9 yards.
Well, damn.
But I can't call it. But other than that, it's been cool. Just lots of exploring, keeping the same, seeing how things are. Getting a feel for the vibes.
That's the truth.
Other than that, nothing.
I've never been down there, so I don't know like what's the different vibe of like the Carolinas as opposed to like other parts of the South.
It depends on where you are. Different cities have a bit of a different vibe. Northern Carolina and Southern Carolina are not exactly the same.
I'll take that.
Northern Carolina is a little, you have certain parts of it that are a little bit more progressive. South Carolina, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Apparently, it's like iffy if you can be heard. So the call-in thing might have to happen. I'm getting updates on the sound quality.
Oh, there is some flagging, some tripping.
I don't know. Like, yeah, it said like the good brother Keith is like, yeah, it's not as clear as I guess it could be or should be. So that call.
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I can hear you, but it might be just the headphones. But apparently, like, it's not coming through as clear. So I don't know if it was like.
Then you have to turn the mic that you have next to the phone. Then you have to turn that up higher to pick up.
Oh, that thing is at the tippy. I don't know if it's actually. Yeah, I don't think I like. It's not that you can't be heard. It's that it's not as clear. So the clarity of sound is not there.
What more do you want from me? Hold on, wait. Why do I get blamed for this? What did I do?
Damn,
I'm thousands of miles away. How did it?
She said that shit.
Okay, I see how this works. This my fault. Automatically, you gonna blame the dark skin, bro.
Pretty much.
That's fine. I'll take all accountability for that. Let me see if I can finagle something else to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like, welcome to an honest live show, people. Yeah, fucking transparency. Oh.
We ain't got a choice. Like I said, I'm in the future, so we can't fake it at all unless all y'all want to hop on the Zoom chat.
One day I'm gonna learn that. I know like Brunch with Bessie's got that shit down to a science. Them and like I think the Hoops Talk. Go watch Brunch with Besties and the Hoops Talk while y'all in here, because they got like the Zoom shit down to a motherfucking science.
No. Don't watch that while you're in here. Watch that when we're done.
Well, you can't watch that while you in here because they're not here, so they're not on right now. But like when they are on, this is the moment where I don't know what I'm talking.
Have it clarified. You have somebody that be clicking. I can't watch those. Gotta make sure. Got to make sure.
Keith said it sounded like you talking through a tin can. Like Keith said, we in here sounding like the fucking Little Rascals.
Dear Carla, I hate your stinking guts.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Zoom thing open. So if you our Skype shit, I'm stuck on Zoom now. So if you call in, I think I should be able to pick, and then it just.
Don't worry, we's gonna make it work. We's gonna make it. Until then, that just means you got to do the majority of the talking.
I mean, yeah, folks. I mean, a lot of motherfuckers gonna get it, and I'll figure out how to. Y'all gonna get some fucking piece together audio when this shit hit you. Y'all gonna just enjoy. Y'all gonna just have to. Y'all gonna just have to fucking deal. Like.
That's going to be a testament to your editor skittles.
Look, I'm gonna start charging motherfuckers. I'm freelance. Figure it the fuck out, man. With all this goddamn shit. Oh damn! This is the post. Now we gonna miss the fucking quotes. It's supposed to be the quote and then I'm gonna get into. It's a lot of sad shit, y'all. Like, I'm sorry, I've been trying to get all the funny shit out early because everything that seems to have been happening is just rather fucking morbid. It's just. We gotta figure this shit out, people. Like, I just, peace in our time. That's what Tony Stark said. We gotta get this shit together because y'all shit, it's fucking back to back weeks, man. It was like King Von and now Mo or Mo3. Like I didn't realize I had Bro's music in my fucking phone and I wasn't being like he did like a compilation thing or a double album with Boosie a while back. I just had that shit. Rest in peace to the dead. Like he was shot this week, and it's just like what the fuck, bro? Like I don't have any like I don't.
Alex Trebek out here.
Damn. Alex Trebek, boy, yo, 2020 said, yo, man, I'ma leave it in, man, to the fucking bitter end. I'm like, y'all gonna get it all the way up to the balls. Like I'm
putting cases on all you bitches.
Oh yeah, fucking 2020 said I'm gonna ride this shit all the way the fuck out deep. That's I don't know, man. That's sick shit. I mean, Alex really a rider though, because Alex was like he was fighting that shit for what, like a couple years. Like I remember
fighting for a couple years, definitely.
Yeah, and it so far it seems to have come out that like he's been like a real ass nigga from like day one. So that was cool. Like it was good to just hear like, every motherfucker die and you be like, he was a rampant racist and used to punch kids in the face. It was good to see like things about him were like all really good. Like nobody had no bad shit to say about Alec. He was out here, shining a light on smart motherfuckers on his show and then doing cool shit. And what was he like fucking with like the was the United Negro College Fund that like was fucking with him or somebody had reached out to him? Yeah, he was partnered up and fucking with he was fucking with the gang from jump. So that is
afro and a dark tan and everything. That man was out here full blown what was her name? Rosa Denthal or whatever the name was.
Oh fucking Dolezal. Did she still exist? Did they put her in like, the black wannabe black witness protection just off somewhere? What if she's off somewhere pretending to be another race? What if that's her shit? Like, what if she down in like Guatemala pretending to be like, a fucking Guatemalan nun, and it's just
they let white folks do it in movies. I don't see why this is any different.
Raquel Dolezito, like just ruining fucking cultures, fucking city to city, state to state, country to country, a fucking terrorist.
Yeah. He's getting their Robert Downey Jr. Tropic Thunder on.
I gotta watch that shit. Like, I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Yeah.
He really got that shit off and then proceeded to be, that's the power of Marvel. Like, the power of Marvel, you could be Tony Stark and it completely just blows past the fact that you did
blackface.
But I think I was watching the interview of his. Eventually, folks, I'm gonna go back to the dark shit, but I'm gonna take this chance because the shit ain't nothing but dark and it's fucking nasty. I was watching some interview he was doing. I want to say it was Joe Rogan, and he was like, I think he talked about like the only way that I was able to like get that off is that it was like a play on blackface. Like it wasn't. I mean, I guess it was blackface, but it's like the whole joke was me doing blackface the entire film, as opposed to people who are really like, playing another race. And I was like, you know what? That's a good nuanced take on it. Like, because there was something about her. I was like, is it just because he Robert Downey Jr.? But it's like, nah, it's because like the actual point of the character was to have the joke about fucking blackface. And I was like, okay, like you don't have to be like wild sensitive. They were actually kind of shedding light on shit because you would have like, in real movies there should be actors of color and it'd be like some random white dude. So you know what, that makes sense. Oh shit! Speaking of which. Speaking of which, I'm really happy that old girl is like, I forget her name, but she's about to be like the first black 007. She's got like mad hate for it, but like I can't wait for her to come through and like just bust a motherfucker ass. It was the actress that was on, what was that fucking? It's a lot of Marvel shit. Captain Marvel. Fuck, my bad. The black chick, Lashana Lynch. Like her shit Really, really. Like, I can't wait for that movie so bad just so I could watch, like, I wish I could have, like, that's the only thing that makes me want theaters to come back open so that I can, like, visually watch, like, you know, uptight white dudes be like, they're ruining the franchise. And I want her to be the baddest, most ass-kicking motherfucker, like, smooth as shit. Just.
They did that before they even had a trailer. Like, they were big mad before you had a trailer. You already big upset because it's a black girl that's new 007. And you didn't even get the concept of the movie yet. You already tripping. Knock it off.
Yeah, like, not only is she black, but she's got boobs. Fucking terrible. Like, all this shit is. I've always been really like, white folks just like I've always been trippy about that because it's like, y'all will get really up in arms about, you know, and I understand connecting with the character and all that other bullshit. I'm a fucking geek nigga. Like, I understand that to the nth degree. But these fucking things are made up. And the whole thing about them is like the themes they convey, what they teach you, what you identify with. All that shit is great. But it's like, you motherfuckers have played actual historical figures that were actual people of color. And it's like just walking as white folks. Like, what was that shit? Like, you'd have to get like my grandma and my mom to talk about how like their first go-to is like, that bitch Elizabeth Taylor was out here playing motherfucking, like, they hate that shit in their heart to this day. Like,
this has been going on for so long. I mean, we don't want to even get to Amos and Andy. It's been going on. Yeah, it's been going on for a minute. Let me try this out. Tell me the number that I need to call.
323-900-0478. And for anybody else who heard that, don't call right now, but you can call on Saturday. You call right now, you're going to be sitting in the fucking waiting line. Like, we're not going to talk to you. We're going to talk to each other. But on Saturday and any other day, then yeah.
Yeah, y'all can try it there, just not today.
Not today, nigga. See if we get any better audio quality for DC.
We's gonna try. We's gonna make it work.
Yeah, Keith called.
I was about to call through Skype. And I saw like 30 cents a minute. I was like, ooh, that track.
That's fucking terrorism. Yeah, Keith called. Like, it sounded like two cats in a bag fucking whenever you talk to this man. Like, Keith got Suge Knight in his phone about like, it's good news, nigga. Like,
hey, buddy. Hey, it's gonna sound good later.
Audio standards on this motherfucker.
And I should be able to. Where is my dog?
Well, good people, anybody out there trying to do your passion or whatever, if you think you have to be perfect at it, you 100% the fuck don't.
You are 100% incorrect. Let me tell you that, good folks.
What are we doing, folks?
Why?
We're figuring it the fuck out every day.
On the fly, because I know that.
How long you been podcasting? Like, like fucking 4 years or whatever. You must be perfect at it, bitch. You lie. Like, you're on drugs. I be fucking skating through this shit every week, twice a week. I just be floating through life and just boop, here you go. Like, here's the product. You guys are so. The funny thing too is like, cause we sprinkle it in there. I'm not gonna completely discredit this, but I get a lot like, oh my god, it was, the 5 or 6 people like, it's good. It was like, you guys had good points. It was really profound. I was like, wow, man, you missed all the dick jokes like right before this shit press play. Like, it was like and then afterwards it was like, yeah, mental health. Damn, she got a fat ass.
Some people like that. Some people are completely okay with that concept. You can sprinkle a little bit of dick joke in there.
Look, man.
You can't just be completely serious all the time.
Look, man, duality is key. I was watching fucking the Joe Budden podcast earlier, just on some like, oh, it popped up in my feed shit. And word to Joe, because he had COVID, but now he doesn't, and that's good. Because I wouldn't have been like 2020 couldn't have like that would have been I would have been just we'd have had to go to war with somebody for me to get that shit off. Like if Joe would have been like out of here, I'd have just been like, you can't do that. Anyways, they were talking about like Van Jones crying because he did that. But it was just this conversation about, you never really think about that those dudes, like, because they're in the political space, because they're a doctor, a therapist, a fucking whatever, that they also like are regular niggas. And they were like, yo, that nigga in the same DMs I'm in. And that shit was like I was like, you know what? That's fucking true. Like, these niggas be up here on fucking, like, Roland Martin is somewhere, like, fucking trying to get Rihanna's, like, leftover draws from 3 weeks. That's crazy. Like, I don't know why that blew me. I was like, that's crazy. These niggas really be on, like, you know, and it's not a bad thing. It's just, you know, our niggas are human beings. Like, as much as they be out here, civil rights, live your life, very fucking passionate about some civil whatever thing. It's like, yo, that nigga is like fucking. That woman is fucking. Fuck the like, yeah, like that very distinguished woman in the pantsuit on whatever is like sucking dick, crazy, like wild sucking dick. Like, but in a good way. I'm not judging. I'm just saying you never really pay attention that they like sucking mad dick. That's some wild shit. Or like my dad be watching like the fucking Christian people channels, and they be like, my son Bobby, and I'm like, damn, pastor nigga was fucking. Like, I just be looking at these motherfuckers walk on stage with these like, and God said in Exodus chapter 47. I'm like, but they be really fucking, and they be probably fucking terrible too. Like, ain't a terrible shit. Yeah, it's like big fucking wow shit. Like, I'm just saying, this is something to think about, folks. Like, now when you driving around and you see like, oh, look at old Grammy Graham, they be fucking, and they was like, and the old ones be like really fucking, because they was like, you know, I'm from a family of 12. Your granny was like throwing it. He was throwing ass. That's wild shit, man. Let people be people. There we go. I knew I could bring this back into something that made sense. You have to let people have the layers and various forms of themselves. We cannot box people in to what they do for us. Just because you are a public figure or in a job or career that has some type of you know, status to it. You know, you also can be out here, you can get drunk, you can suck a little dick and smack an ass or two respectfully and consensually. Because you're a human. Humans are multifaceted beings. And man, I did that shit. I didn't know where we was going at first, but I made the.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You made it work.
Yeah. I didn't have any. I didn't know where the fuck the GPS completely clocked out, but that bitch came back at the end. So thank you, Siri, or whatever. What does Android people call it? What is y'all shit called? Does Siri have it? Is there like a name for y'all? Be like, my name is Todd, nigga, and like I'm the real Siri. Like y'all got that British bitch on y'all phones.
I mean, it's Google Voice.
I respect the professionalism. It's like, look, it's not a person. Like, this is Google Voice. Like, fuck all that fluffy shit.
This is what it is. We're not about to play with you. Like, just keep it simple.
I'm not gonna lie.
Extra voice to pay.
I don't know if Apple users like will crucify somebody for that, but like as an Apple user, like y'all know our shit is not like the best. It's just the easiest to use. But niggas be having like, have y'all ever anybody out there who's like an avid or continuous iPhone user like me? But I know I use it out of convenience. But have you ever looked at the fucking shit that the niggas with the Androids and the other? Them is fucking real computers, not like we all have. Everybody says, you know, we all have computers, and them motherfuckers for real have like. Could hack the Pentagon from the shit that they could do. Like everybody over there dumbs down their phones. Anybody I know that has like an Android and really use it, like, yeah, bro, like I take out features because it allows me to do too much shit. And you fuck around and feel like Ving Rhames off Mission Impossible or some shit. Like, yeah, I could really. Oh shit. Let's see where we at with this. Did it work? Are we in there? Testing.
I don't know. You tell me. Is it working?
There we go.
Better?
You in there now? It's now.
Okay.
It's big titties. There we go.
Now is it echoing? I don't even know if it's echoing because I'm talking on two different things at the same time.
I mean, I don't hear much of an echo. I hear weird interference, but I don't know what that is.
Hello.
I mean, I can hear you. So you know, y'all have already. If y'all are in and y'all have listened this long. Oh, I'm hearing the echo of myself. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and y'all are dedicated to the bullshit sound this time. I don't know if they're too close because
I don't know how.
I can hear me in the background of. Oh yeah, shit. Look. Oh, there we go. There we go. They need a little separation.
Yeah, this hadn't separated just a second.
Look, man, y'all gonna get some of this reverb and all that shit and back tack. Okay, so what did we miss? I don't even know where we at no more. They need a quote,
Well,
right?
originally we left off. We were supposed to be doing set
Um,
up for the
that's what it is.
conversation.
Oh,
But
perfect.
because of sound quality, right? So, you don't have
Okay, grab. I know what it is now. Grab your phone that you're calling with and bring it closer. I needed to cut down the live.
that. Ah,
There we go. That was the
okay.
fucking back and
That's
forth.
better.
There we go. We didn't look at man. Fucking look at y'all. Don't panic, folks. That's a man. We got gems today. You can't panic.
Cohesion and communication, baby.
Yep.
Cohesion and communication.
Communicate. Don't panic. Solution based. Look at this shit. We sound like a fucking show. Man, y'all kiss. This is the show. Whatever the show. This is the show is fucking going through adversity, motherfuckers. Boom.
That's right. Transition periods, and we have transitioned into our next level. We have reached new hills and peaks and valleys, and we can see the horizon.
Oh yeah, this is
All down.
this is big dick shit. We did it today. Y'all can kiss my ass. This was a win. Yeah, fuck y'all. What's your?
Was it like 20 minutes in?
Oh yeah. What is this? What's your favorite episode? 138. The stupidest number ever. Yep, this is the one. See, even like you saying, oh goodness, but here's the thing: you've been here the whole time because you're proud. So
Thank you.
Boom.
We appreciate you. We greatly appreciate you.
that was said with absolute love.
Appreciate you for sticking with us for so long. Like you've been here through the entire.
Oh,
We just lift the eyes. So we thank you. We thank you.
this is good shit. Good deal.
But yes, all right. So getting back to our structure before we get into more details of this morbidity of multiple deaths, because it comes in threes, and we definitely have. But my quote for the day kind of goes along with our theme of adversity. It's funny how things work out. Do not try. Do. Let me start over. Don't try not to make mistakes.
That's a bar.
Mistakes are inevitable. Learn from mistakes, be accountable, and don't give up.
I dig that.
Aha.
Yeah.
Aha. That works for the day. That works. Again, don't try not to make mistakes. Mistakes are inevitable. Learn from mistakes, be accountable, and don't give up.
Oh yeah, you'd be anxious as fuck trying to not have them, like not have mistakes. Like prepare for them, be aware. But yeah, if you like, I can't have a mistake. That's how you motherfuckers be fucking losing your minds. Shit.
I mean, that's how a lot of people do it. Even from a cultural standpoint, there's a lot of cultures that will not allow you to be a person and make mistakes.
Yeah.
Think about from a stereotypical standpoint. You say like the Asian culture, like you're not allowed to make mistakes. You have to do this. You have to be good at it. The pressure just falls on top of you, and you have to be successful. You have to be this. You have to be that. It's like you're not getting the leeway to actually learn who you are and be yourself and make mistakes and fall and rise. And it's an issue. But I think especially a lot of immigrants that come here to go to college, there's kind of the same pressure that they feel.
So making
because there's a lot of people relying on them.
So let me see if I'm making this correlation right. So making mistakes sounds like also being able, if you're able to make a mistake, you're able to take a L. You're able to learn from a loss and move forward, as opposed to just to bring into this current event that even in the Vaughn situation, and it was something that I saw today online. I don't know who said it, but like bro was really trying to. I'm going to just fight this dude. Like, we could go whatever. I'm going to beat you up, learn how to take the L. Like, the ideal world, y'all can fight. I'm not even opposed to fighting. You fight, you take your L. You either learn how to fight more or realize that the idea of this was to confront this person. The confrontation happened, and now we're good. Like, we needed to fight, not necessarily who wins or whatever, but being able to take your L and move along as opposed to this, what seems like it still has been for, like, the last X amount of decades or so of this realm of, you beat me, I'm gonna come back and shoot you. Like nobody knows how to properly lose or take that mistake. Like I made a mistake. I tried this motherfucking way I shouldn't have tried him. Got my ass whooped and got the fuck on somewhere. And
Right.
to parallel that to just like even like the Boosie conversation, I know that's a different age group, a different person, but with Mike Tyson, you'd have never thought to take that anywhere past the conversation because you know this is a L. I'm not even in the mindset of trying to try this nigga in a certain light. Okay, cops. Niggas said you niggas in there talking shit, getting deep. Arrest them. But I guess like it's like, you know, some big extent, like how much of that is, I guess, on the artist? Like, at what point do you stop? Because, you know, like law of attraction, you say you kind of bring it to you. How much of that is like, if I keep, you know, you obviously you should rap about your truth, but after a while, if you're a millionaire, how much of me talking about the bang bang shit is bringing the shit to my front door? I know I went from like taking the L to how much of you are accountable for that. There was a lot of fucking.
Well, no, because it all makes a lot of sense. So I'll even rewind it back to you saying that person hasn't learned how to take an L. For your question, you're saying how much of that falls on the artist. It's really how much of that falls on the person that raised the artist, their environment. So in the context of the King Von situation, those are rival gangs. So that's groups of people that share the same mindset, that are being irresponsible and exuding a lot of, maybe a trigger word for some of y'all, but a lot of toxic feminine energy. Not to say that it's a female thing, but you're exhibiting a lot of female energy, getting emotional about something to the point to where you're not paying attention to it. Like, I'm going to kill you for the sake of something stupid. When if we really need to fight, you can really just fight it out, take a L, because somebody has to lose. There's not going to be no tie. This ain't Street Fighter where we both get that last hit when our life bar is on. Right. There's none of that happening. It's not real life. Like, you're going to take an L, but you haven't learned how to lose gracefully and still have respect for yourself and the other individual. It's a shot to your ego. That's something that you never learned. That's something that falls back on your OGs that brought you in, your homeboys that you came in with, that you hung around this entire time, the other rival gang that you're dealing with, because you guys are, even though you're each other's antagonists, you guys do feed off of one another. You need each other in some capacity, no matter how much you hate one another. It falls back on your parents, your household, your family dynamic, your neighborhood, your environment. That's where you get deep enough in that rabbit hole and realize, especially with this situation, us as Black people in our community, we have failed in teaching people how to lose gracefully, because that's where your lesson lies.
Bars.
Your lesson lies within your failures. If you're not learning how to fail gracefully, that means you're not learning how to learn from your transgressions and learn from your mistakes. That means you're not progressing. You're staying stagnant, which a lot of people in this mindset and this environment, that's what they do. They never progress. You stay within the same environment, same neighborhood, literally. You don't go anywhere else until somebody like a King Von makes it out. Only to take that mentality with them, and you don't make it to 30.
Yeah, that always seems to be the thing. Like, you know, no matter shit, it seems like it might take a motherfucker to 40 or 50 before they start, you know, changing their tune and really trying to step outside of that mindset and make that mindset like not fucking cool. And, you bring that shit with you. Because even I saw like and I guess, this goes into, once again, like mindset and just, like I be wanting people to just have maybe somebody around you to maybe say, don't post that. There was like a lot of T.I. shit. And T.I. was doing so well. We were on like a great T.I. track just like last week before? He was doing so well, man. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, damn, Tip, we was rooting for you. And he posted something, and then he posted he quickly posted afterwards, like, he didn't mean it this way, but it was something along the lines of like, keep your beefs in your city and whatever. And I'm like, this was a moment as an OG, if you're going to speak on it, why would you not speak in a peaceful manner, speak in a way that, even if you knew dude, I know you're probably more emotional to it, then don't say anything. But if you're going to speak in a way that you're now responsible, for the culture, something bigger than self, as opposed to say that shit. And it's like, my nigga, like this completely, like, why would that be the thing to be said? Even if
here's where I'll shoot him some bail. Because, okay, so when we're talking about somebody not being taught how to deal with a certain situation, learning how to face adversity and taking loss responsibly and being respectful with it, right? So growing up, how I learned how to do that when I stayed with my dad in the Bay Area, just for fun, or just when you're serious. On our front lawn, he gave us some gloves. If y'all got a problem, y'all both got out that box. You have an adult referee. You learn how to handle your issues and control your anger and stick to it. You learn how to lose gracefully. You learn how to win gracefully, whether it's boxing, wrestling matches, whatever it is. But we're going to be in this controlled environment. That could be the analogy for your neighborhood. And T.I. says, keep your beats in your neighborhood. Keep it in an environment where you guys can do it responsibly as opposed to letting it spill out into the community where you have, as we were talking about earlier, bullets don't have no name. Claiming innocent lives, or you're taking lives in general because you weren't handling this situation responsibly. It's something that can be done, especially if you think of, so even thinking of somebody that, doing cage fighting. You have UFC, you have Bellator, you have all these things. Any type of fighting, champions always lose. Everybody's not Floyd. Every champion has lost. They got knocked out or they got beaten or whatever the case is, but they lost. Does that take away from them being the champion? No. But for some reason, when it comes to street life or street culture, you look at taking the L as a negative thing to the point where I have to kill this other individual because I'm a bitch.
That is something that I feel like, definitely needs to adjust, or even if it's not adjusted, expand upon, because people talk about that like in business, like taking an L is par for the course. But being able to take concepts and know that these things apply in various avenues, because shit, half of how you, just to keep it in a fight analogy, half of how you learn how to fight is somebody beat your ass and you like, oh hey, I don't like getting hit, in the jaw from the left side. So I learned how to fucking put my hand up, and then so on and so forth. And you learn how to fight. Like even the best boxers, nobody talks about how these niggas, when they was coming up sparring, was getting fucking mollywopped until they became championship level. And this idea, like in our community, like niggas just don't know how to turn, like even, okay, fucking back to that bullshit story I said about my car, like to turn a L into a positive. Like because I got beat up this way, I now know not to fight this person in this particular fashion. Not even saying you don't fight.
Right.
I don't know, man, in the 70s, shit, get a raise, a nigga, like I'm fucking your old lady. Like y'all niggas just this weird jump from not, and I guess you could play on words, whether it's toxic masculinity or femininity, like you said earlier with the energies of like what it really means to be like masculine, because nigga, you supposed to be able to take your lumps and keep it moving. That doesn't mean you go back and like spray and lay waste to the world, but y'all don't understand like this is a wild emotional response like this, and this shit has just been on a continuous basis of just niggas just wilding out. Like I said even before, like the dude, the brother from Dallas, just, and I don't even know what that shit just seems like. It was just on some completely outlandish shit, like it just poof shot. Like I don't know what the parameters are on that or anything, but it just is all that shit.
Either, but here's one issue I have with that. You always, as an individual, as a community, as a hood, or whatever the case is, you talk about how difficult it is for somebody to make it out. And you have somebody that makes it out and represents for the area, and you as an individual or clique or gang, whatever the case is, take that person out when they're winning and making something look good for everybody. Especially if this person, say in the instance of Nipsey, I came back, technically I haven't left, I'm still here, and I'm still doing a lot of things for the community. You as an individual get too in tune, or you lose your ability to control your feminine energy. You have them both. We all have both feminine and masculine energy within us. If you cannot control your feminine energy to the point where you get overreactive and emotional, and you take this person's life who meant way more to this environment, to this ecosystem, than whatever little issue you have with them that can be brushed over or swept under the rug. Your ego has now superseded everything that this person can do for a community, and that's part of the issue. Like you're thinking with your ego, you're thinking with your id. From a psychological standpoint, it's called your id, your own personal ego system. I'm thinking with that. I'm thinking only of me in this one-dimensional type situation to where I'm completely missing the ability to see all the other things that this can contribute to. I only care about this one emotion that is going to pass. The concrete things don't matter. But this flighty emotion that I'm having right now is taking precedence over everything. And that's a problem.
That makes me think about like how to, I guess, transition to make it, because it's bigger than like I like to cry and I get mad, but like making what's the phrase, like EQ as important or more sincere, like more looked at just like IQ, like understanding.
Right.
Are you mad? Like, even getting mad, like for instance, like to use either one of these situations or any fucking hood nigga situation, like it's like, you know, it gets a lot of words get tossed around, like you got to stand for yours, you got to, you know, but all of that is, like you said, it's ego, it's insecurity, like you feel like somebody has played you, made you look less than, and it's like, you know, you should really evaluate that, because, you know, not to say you can't stunt, you can't do all this shit, but all this shit, even like before, like the correlation of like the music continuously being, you know, like fucking like a 21 Savage is like, I'm not living that shit. Like to continuously rap about something that you're not even in that life no more. Not to say you couldn't have rapped about that, live your truth. But nigga, if I'm out doing fancy shit, then I'm out doing fancy shit. And that's where I'm at. And I shouldn't have to feel like I'm less than because I'm not on the block no more. Or not even like on the block per se, like as in doing shit. I could, you know, you should be able to go back to your community, because you can't, I don't believe you can build it always from afar. I think there is something to be said about, you know, boots on the ground and you being in the community, visible to the people and able to kind of make those changes. But you should be able to feel empowered to say, I'm fucking my whole day was at the grocery store and I want to do some Chance the Rapper shit where my whole song is about, you know, he just seems like a nigga who would make a rap about being at the grocery store or whatever, but you know what I mean? Like I should be able to have the freedom to, I'm not always fucking tearing shit up. Like I feel like that puts you in a like we talked about earlier about like say a young boy who I think probably should get diagnosed for real. But if you put yourself in a position where your whole identity is based off, I am sad, I am angry, I am blowing shit up, I am always this nigga, you don't really give yourself the opportunity to ever not be that dude. I gotta be this person all the time and shit. You gonna fuck around and trick yourself. I might not even be depressed, but because I make a lot of depressed music, I ain't got no choice.
You're going to assume that identity at some point because your words have power and you're speaking that into existence. Even though you are learning how to let it go, you're keeping it current in your mindset by talking about it and bringing it up all the time and assuming that identity. I mean, look at, say, actors. That actors like Heath Ledger and all these people that took their lives having to do all these different roles because they didn't know how to separate. And I think that's, when it comes to accountability, that's something we have to be able to do within our community. We haven't learned how to separate from these roles that have been thrust upon us negatively. We're not learning how to separate from an image and who we are. And we're not allowing our image to grow and transition with who we are growing and transitioning. We feel like we have to be volatile. We have to be self-destructive at all times. Like in our community, we are the only community that is self-destructive, gets you paid. And nobody seems to be able to say, hey, no, you don't have to do that. Like we have conscious rappers, but they shouldn't be labeled as conscious rappers to separate themselves. Like, why can't they just be artists? If I'm an artist, this is my art. I may paint this way at one point in time, and I can paint a different way, but it's still my style. I can rap about these things at one point in time, and I can switch and rap about something else later on because I'm speaking about my life's experience. That's what rap was. I'm talking about my environment. I'm talking about my experiences. It doesn't have to be this specific, volatile, self-destructive, aggressive behavior, but within our community, that's how we prove ourselves, whether it comes to gangs, music, fraternity life, or Greek life in general. Like everything that we have in our community, you prove yourself through aggression, whether it's verbal aggression, physical aggression, something along those lines. But we're not promoting peace, but we don't be original peace and tranquility and oneness and all these other things that we just have completely lost connection.
I think I saw somebody somebody was touching on that dough, and everybody who can get in this dough got a little thumb thing now. Get in your ass. Anyways, You know, we're still
Speaking of aggression,
you know, we're still about peace and love here, folks. You know, just
but
you know,
she going through that though now.
yeah. But yeah, just speaking of like, you know, hip hop and rap as an artistry, I feel like it kind of, and without even like what you said, just make me think like they're not even realizing like how you are maybe muddying or not even expanding the definition of this is art or this is my therapy. This is your space to really be free in your thoughts. And niggas are like, I can't get out of talking or being involved in this. I'm not even allowing myself the space to like, you know, and like all the old ones we talk about that I remember watching an interview a couple of days ago and it was like fucking Method Man talking about some rock shit he was listening to that transitioned into him making some of his music, but that allows you to be like, yeah, man, I can allow my music to put me in a different space, like, you know, or Big Boy as an example, or CeeLo, or actually any of them Dungeon Family niggas. That's like that might be like a bad example. They like was free as fuck, but all of these things, like not understanding what these things are made for, like even therapy. When people say that, like, this is my therapy, I'm like, that therapy is a place for you to come through and get your shit out, but it is not just a place for you to dump. Like, it's a place for you to, these are my issues, and let's also, with these emotions, we got to put some fucking brain power into how to sort through this shit. And you could, you know, and there should be people, if we're going to put that in the music, put that all the way in there. You might, you know, people talk about a Joe Bud and like a Wale, but them niggas are like, I'm going through this. I'm not glorifying it. I'm like really trying to maneuver through this, and it sounded better to do it musically as opposed to I'm out here and shit is dead. Whoa, nigga, because if you were in therapy, that would be the moment where I would stop you and be like, whoa, man, time out. You just said you got to shoot a nigga, you feel dead in the heart and in the head. We gonna stop right there because we need to understand why you feel like that and undo that, because that's not therapy.
Right.
You just saying, I feel like that's like if a motherfucker just walked out. I feel like dying today. You don't want to talk about that? This is the part where we unpack that. You just can't make a fucking 3-minute song and like 4 other 3-minute songs about that same topic. That's not therapy. That's you just reliving your trauma, which is fucking insanity.
I mean, within therapy, that's when we start doing a suicidal assessment or self-harm or something. If you're talking about this so much and you can't get past it, and you just, I hate everything. I hate life. I don't want to be here like that. Okay, that's it.
Shit, you get some.
Let's address that, bro.
Nobody said nigga shit. Nobody. Everybody was talking about that stage ride way it fell through, man. Y'all should have called. That was the pet team up under that motherfucker trying to grab him. Like they was scared. Like get him, get the no. Yeah, we heard that last song, nigga. Like, you know, you the help. They was trying to have they was trying to have him committed. Like motherfuckers is crazy.
Right. But even going back to you bringing up the Method Man analogy, everybody that you named is somebody that has transitioned to a higher level of thinking. It may not always be expressed through their music, but you can see how verbally they are leaps and bounds above others because they have enlightened themselves in some capacity to where they have also allowed themselves to be vulnerable and to embrace things that are outside of their image. Dungeon Family, Wu-Tang Clan, those are two, like, our identity comes from embracing things that are not of our own. You have a lot of people within our community that can listen to, say, the Young Boy or whoever, and listen to this ultra aggressive music, and you don't know if the sample comes from a country somewhere. Like, you don't know where the sample comes from, but you can sit up and say, well, I can't listen to that, this shit, that's like this, that's like that, and I realize, one, we created that. That's something that was stolen from us. It's still a part of our identity. One, two, if you listen to it, they're talking about the same struggles that you're talking about. It sounds a little bit different, but you can at least empathize with the human experience and realizing that, you're talking about the same thing. You're mad about your whip or your car or your girl or you getting drunk or whatever. You're talking about the same thing. Maybe, you know, I had a tall can of Budweiser and I had a six of Hennessy. Like, it's the same concept. Like, we're both numbing our pains and numbing ourselves with, from these traumas with alcoholism. Or we both find a safe space in said girl. Or we both like to cruise around in said vehicle. They all got 4 wheels. It's all the same thing. But you are losing that ability to identify with the human experience because you're thinking yourself into this box, not realizing that, hey, there's flaps on this thing. I don't have to close myself in. It ain't even no bottom.
So I'm finna open this bitch.
I'm just holding the box. I'm just holding the box on myself. Like I'm not even realizing I'm not even closed in here. I'm holding it. I'm holding myself in here, not realizing that I have the capacity to take it off of me and see everything else that I can create.
Yeah, I think they don't. And like even some of the people you named, like looking at how they allowed that artistic brain to kind of expand in other ways, and how these other things playing, like, you know, fucking Method Man's a fucking fitness phenom now, or even CeeLo's fucking transition from, you hear like early Goody Mob shit, or even see them on the interviews, he was 100% like, I be robbing niggas, bro, and then was like wearing fluffy outfits and literally making Christmas albums, and I don't know, who else the fuck? Okay, even with the Young Boy thing, with his latest single, you know, you watch. I've seen a couple videos, you know, and it'd be a lot of like, you know, what niggas do. Like, I'm in the kitchen. There's a fucking meme going around now because he was kind of gyrating on another nigga in the kitchen, which is also weird. My God, y'all just always be all up. It'd be whole videos and niggas just be in the kitchen, or, you know, no this, you know, you gotta work with what you got. Y'all just be on the front porch, just musty, just next to each other, yelling and shit, and that's cool. But also, you know, he linked up with I think the song is like with Mike Will and fucking Nicki Minaj, and you know, for all of any Nicki Minaj fucking slander, woman is extremely creative, like, and you're not gonna go here and not have any, like, you know, and I think that was kind of like in my mind. I'm super projecting. I like to think like, oh shit, he's linking with like creative people, and there's like space fucking little diddly bits, and you know, like when they was like making this video, there was green screens and there was whole concept conversations, and it's like, yeah, he should be around. Like, I be wanting to take motherfuckers like that and just throw them in fucking areas with people like that, because I'm like, yeah, like you're more, nigga, like you can do a whole lot more, like. Right. Fucking NLE Chopper is a spiritual guru now or whatever, and or, you know, like that's why I was such a big fan of the baby, because he was like, nigga, I grew up watching like Missy Elliott videos, like I'm gonna be creative for real, like, you know, you niggas could do more, like you could talk your shit, but you can also be a fucking, and it gets you out of these fucking, I don't know, I feel like it, not to separate you from your environment, but it gives you the ability when you go back to the environment, you don't feel like, I feel like some of the rappers, they always come back like, I'll do what I can, I be giving money. It's like, well, no, man, like if you went maybe hung out with Fareal, you'd be like, damn, I can come back and like put a whole fucking I don't know, painter / producing pod at my local high school. Like I can do that now because I know that now because I was hanging out with Fareal. But if I'm a rich nigga but I'm just doing hood nigga shit with money, no, you can kind of step out and expand. I know that becomes like a community thing of who wants to come down and grab one or two, and which one you one or two motherfuckers want or whatever, but it's very loose.
I mean, even with that, it doesn't even have to be anything that drastic as far as I have to hang out with Fareal to gain this new level of enlightenment. It could be something as simple as, in my music, I talk about having to go through this, and this is what got me here, but it was extremely painful and traumatic. I don't want anybody else to go through that. So how can I keep somebody from having to go through what I went through? That's it. You just being in touch with yourself can make you realize that I didn't like how that felt. I didn't enjoy it. It paid off for me specifically. Everybody ain't got that option. How can I keep somebody else from my area, my neighborhood, having to feel that same pain? What can I do for them? And it could be a multitude of things. You can, instead of buying the turkeys for Thanksgiving and stuff for Christmas, you can buy a whole bunch of different sets of clippers and give it to all the boys and say, hey, I bought you guys some barber school classes for people that, you know, you don't want to go to school, you dropped out, cool.
Word to Killer Mike.
Clippers, I got you some, hey, I bought you some clippers, you got some, your school is paid for, go to barber school, you can learn your trade, like whatever it is, you can think from an empathetic standpoint, again, connecting with the human experience. You know what? I'm going to come up with this idea simply because I don't want you to have to identify with the stuff that I talk about. I don't want you to have to glorify that.
Big facts. Well, people, 7:59 is upon us. This is the part where we start, you know, bringing it down.
Wrap that shit up, dude.
Y'all gonna get some sexy ass. Masego just, look. He has a song out now with Don Toliver. This is a complete fucking U-turn. We went on another fucking street. I don't care. just go listen to it. Cause I need niggas like this supported because they're making music that I really fucking enjoy. I need these niggas rich. I need them in fucking creative spaces. I need this nigga with all the silk shirts he can fucking buy so this shit can keep happening. Word to the King Vons and them, rest peace to the dead, and everybody making their music. But I need this. I need this to continue. So
we need that to be on the podcast too. So
we
need us to get to that space as well. That way they can come sit and talk.
Look, if any of y'all, know Masego Auntie or whatever, tell them we looking for him. And I don't play the saxophone, but I really like listening to it, and I feel like that counts for something.
I can hum it. I'm gonna
go. Look, he pull up. Look, he pull up. Me and DC gonna go buy some silk shirts, and we gonna be in here just silky and shit. And that's it.
I ain't got some already.
I'm gonna get some more. All right. Well, I'm gonna cut this off, and then y'all listen to it. Oh shit, that's loud, but it's still good. I'm not cutting it down. Y'all gonna just. I can hear this and y'all can't. Y'all just gotta watch me enjoy this. It's so good. Like,
with that being said, everybody, we see y'all again on Saturday. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast. I shall return to be back this weekend.